Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. We are here. We are ready to sew some holiday goodies. How many? I should have looked. How many more sewing weekends do we have until Christmas? I actually have a little bit longer because our exchanges we don't do until New Year's. Um, but but the countdown is on, y'all. The countdown is on. Come on in, say hello, tell me where you're coming from, what you're sewing today. I want to know. I am going to go through kind of what I already have done, and then show you what we're sewing today. I did put all of the links for many of the things I'm going to show today up in the chat area for you guys. I've been slacking on going back and putting them into the show notes, but I promise that will happen. Even if it's happening while I'm sitting on the couch sipping cocoa, watching Elf or Christmas movies during Christmas break. But it will happen eventually. Good morning, Sibby. I'm so happy you're here. So I am just going to go through that. But if you could for me, please, if you are watching this live or you're watching this on the replay, the thing that helps me the most is if you could like this video. Please go hit the little thumbs up, okay? If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. We do live sew-alongs in the new year. I am planning, and there will be some coming very soon, of pre-recorded tutorials. The goal is to get more of that year. Also, myself and my friend Jordan, who is an apparel sewist, we're going to be doing apparel sewing throughout 2026. We were going to do kits for all of them, but I think we've thought of another way that one makes it a little easier on me because putting together kits takes time, but also kind of makes it easy for you guys too to be able to just get what you need. So we're gonna be doing that in 2026. We also have a holiday pop-up shop that I'm going to share right now. If you are not on the wait list for our holiday pop-up shop, get your name on the list. You're not going to want to miss it. Anyone who's on the holiday pop-up shop wait list, you get early access to the holiday pop-up shop, which is going to have curated, fun, great creative things. Everything from items for you to place under the tree that are going to surprise you to items that you don't have to make to surprise others, but that are curated and creative and exclusive to our shop. So make sure that you go and click the link. It's at the very top. And also, if you scan your phone over the little QR code here in the corner, trying to make sure I'm going the right direction, that will take you to the holiday pop-up shop wait list so that you can sign up for that. Our goal as a small shop this year, because we are a small shop and all of our fabrics, everything that we have in our shop is USA milled. So we're not purchasing from overseas. We don't have the ability to offer crazy sales, but I thought if I could create a shop where I could make sure that where the savings was really in your wallet, which is shipping, that we could do that. So everything in the holiday pop-up shop will have free shipping. And we didn't really increase prices like crazy to be able to accommodate that. We just made sure that we were going to cover what we needed to cover. So definitely make sure you're on the wait list for the holiday pop-up shop. Good morning, Sarah. I am so excited about the sewing, the apparel sewing too, because I'm a novice. I'm a learner. So it's going to be fun, and I think we're picking some fun patterns to do together. The other thing to remember is I have makers that sew for me. Two of them are here, Sybil and Sarah. If you are looking for rebates on what you're buying, a little tiny bit of savings, if you need to get a couple things for holiday gifts, if you see the panels I'm using today, or you're just checking out the website, there are a few of my Thunderbolts, that's what we call the team of makers, that have rebate codes and rebate links. Shoot them a message, go follow them over on Instagram, Facebook. They can gladly give you their code or their link, and it gives you a little bit of savings on your order from us. All right, I guess we'll get started. I'll share with you guys what I made so far. So last weekend, I didn't stitch up the side But last weekend I did my first, what are we calling this? Free motion quilting, free motion applique, on a sweatshirt for my mom, with our Hoot Holidays dynamic fabric kit. I don't know, Sybil or Sarah, if you can head to the website and just grab a link for both the Home for the Holidays book lover panel and the November dynamic fabric kit. So the way we did this, you can go back and watch this video if you want, but this is the panel from the Home for the Holidays book lover panel that coordinates with our monthly dynamic fabric kit. And the reason it's called dynamic fabric kit is it has dyed fabric. So up here you can see the two different colorways. There's this pink that's so gorgeous. It's on a brushed cotton. And then this is like a caramel butterscotch. It's coming through kind of dark on the screen. It's not that dark, but it's like a caramel cotton poplin. And so all I did was I used some heat and bond. I pressed them down, and then I used my free motion foot on my Bernina to stitch them onto this sweatshirt that I got from Amazon. That was a deal. So this is for my mom. So we did that last weekend, which was fun. I'm going to make more of these. I'm trying to decide. So my mother-in-law is coming today. She's been ironing fabric for us. Good morning, Cindy. She's been ironing the rest of the fabric that we dyed. So she'll be over here. You're going to hear the squeaking goose this morning because we didn't get the WD-40, the rotary iron yet. But I think I want to make her one because she really likes the reverse applique ones I did that are like fall. I made one for my daughter and one for myself. So I just have to go and find like what do I want to use on hers. The other things that I did, so to go along with the sweater, I made my mom this ivy clutch from Evergreen Threads. I did put the link to this pattern as well. This is using the Home for the Holidays book lover panel, along with some of the dyed fabric from the dynamic fabric kit and the fat quarters and that. And then the vinyl I use just to like do the wristlet piece and the little tab. That is Mormino, some of her clay. I'm not sure what color. It's kind of like a burgundy color. But I think my mama is going to like this. So that's her gift is done. That's her birthday. And we have the curse of December and January birthdays in our family. Here's a link. Not sure if it's popping up or not. Oh, okay. Good, Sarah. And then the other ivy clutches I did this week, because I had decided I was going to do sweatshirts for my nieces, but then I was like, you know what? I love the retro sling that I made my one niece so much. I was like, I'm going to make the other two. They're sisters, all three of them. All three of them have birthdays in December and January. Yay. So I thought, well, I'm going to make them a matching ivy clutch to go with a retro sling. So we're doing the retro slings today, but here are the ivy clutches. So I'll share with you. Oh, and also their mom. I'm going to make her a sweater. She's getting a sweater too. So I made her an ivy clutch as well. So here is their mom's ivy clutch. I didn't put the link for this book lover panel. The 626. I think Sybil would have to put the link in because Sybil is an admin. So Sybil, if you want to put the links for stuff, if you are able to, I'd love you. Sarah will have to remember to make you an admin. So this is the 626 Doodle book lover panel. What's really cool is the retro sling, I was able to get enough out of it to make the retro sling and an ivy clutch the same way with the sweater. So it was like the book lover panels were really perfect because I could use pretty much all of it to make two things. So this is the ivy clutch I made for my best friend. She's a second grade teacher. So I used the 626 Doodle book lover panel, and then I used some of my little Shindig wax canvas. I use the Two-Tone Wrist Buddy by Heartwood and Hyde. If you don't know what that is, it's a template that allows you to cut out your wristlets, and it has like the marking in the center to make your center mark. So Jade and Chris over at Harwood and Hive, they have them in the 1/2 inch and the 3/4 inch. I just ordered the 3/4 inch. And so I made the 2-turn wrist buddies. And then in the back, I did this fun like applique out of some vinyls to make a pencil for my friend. She's gonna love it. This is like it's so her vibe. And the Ivy Clutch has card slots in here. And like teachers, a lot of times, like my friends who are teachers, they say they just need something that they can like carry a couple cards. I'm not sure, Sarah. I might be able to. We'll have to go in. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it now. I think I have to do it like in my system to make you um, an admin so that you can moderate. But isn't that cute? And all I did for this, so just so you guys know, like this isn't like freehanding, like figuring out how to do a pencil. I just printed out a pencil. Like I tried to find a design on Canva that was like pretty boxy, like not a whole lot of detail is what I'm saying. And I just printed it out the size I needed to print it out, cut it out, and then traced it onto my vinyl pieces, and then I just stitched it on. All right. So it was nothing crazy. I have more control with my industrial to do like this kind of outlining stitch than I do with my Bernina. So I did this on my fabricator, which is what we're going to sew with today. So that's the 626 Doodle Ivy Clutch. And then for my nieces, so these are the book lover panels we're going to be using. So I'll show you the first one I finished to go with the retro sling. So the one retro sling I used our Eddie is a Superhero, which is a D&D Stranger Things mashup. So I used what I had left of the book lover panel to make her an Ivy clutch that goes along with it. And what's really cool, so here, the retro sling, the Ivy clutch will fit right down in there. Good morning, Wendy. The Ivy clutch fits right down in that front pocket part. Isn't that great? So I feel like this is like a really perfect combo. And the fact that I didn't have to go and buy like additional fabric for it, I just used the rest of the book lover panel and my accessory fabric that I had for her retro sling, like it all goes together. So that's what I'm doing for all three of them because again, they're sisters. So for my oldest niece, so that's the youngest one. That's the youngest one. Good morning, Mary Lou. For the oldest one, the retro sling. So this is a new book lover panel for 2026, but and all of our new book lover panels are actually up and we have inventory of them. I explained this over on Instagram. So my oldest niece, she's an engineer and she went to Penn State. The whole time that she was going through college, she was like the only girl. I think at one point there was one other girl and then that girl dropped out. And so she works with all men. Now, thank goodness she found a really good job. But every time we're together, it's so crazy when it's crazy as a mom seeing your kids become adults, but also my nieces, like she's now, I think my oldest niece is 25, 26. And like just who they are as young women and like the things they're going through. And so every time we're with her, she's like, oh, what WTF? These men, and like she's just is such a hard worker. So I was like, well, this one, and she's also like the youngest of the millennial generation, right? So I thought this would be really fun. So this is a new book lover panel for 2026. And so we're doing that. And then I made her little Ivy clutch, and we had done these tags. There might be a few of them in the sale area of our website. The flaming poop cake emoji tag we did. So I put that on there because I had some of those in my stash, and I thought it's very young millennial, and she'll get a kick out of it. So that's the one we're doing for her. So I did her little Ivy clutch, and this is also some of my little Shindig wax canvas, which works so good. I have both color denims from Katie. So this is the light colored wax canvas, and this is the darker colored wax canvas in denim. And that's a plant-based wax canvas, which I love using them, and my Sailrite is great with them. So that's my oldest niece. And then my middle niece, she is a pet lover. She's an animal lover. And so she has a beagle dachshund Shih Tzu mix. Can you imagine? And the Cozy Cabin book lover panel had this cute little beagle in a sweater. And I was like, Sarah will love that. And then the Ivy clutch I made is with the Seamless, which is this little Cozy Cabin. And I did use Katie's wax canvas for this too. I have it in this like brown, kind of sienna brown color. And then I used one of Jade and Chris's tags with the little puppy love. So that's her Ivy clutch that's going to match her panel. So that's what we're doing today. We're doing these Ivy clutches. We're getting my niece's gifts done. So I'm excited to be here with you all. What are you guys sewing? Tell me in the comments. What projects are you working on? You know, what fabrics are you using? I'd love to know what you're sewing today. I am using Gertie, who is my Sailrite fabricator. I've had Gertie now, I think 2021, 2022 is when I got Gertie. 2021, I think. Summer of 2021. And I love it. I love my Sailrite fabricator. If you have any questions for me about any of the fabrics, anything that I've done. The one thing I did do with these, and I did pop the link. I OD coated the front panel of these. Okay. So if you don't know what OD coat is, I'm just grabbing it here. OD coat, I put a link for Amazon if you want to grab it. I actually need to grab myself some more of it. I really love using this on our sailcloth canvas, which is what all of our book lover panels are. I just put one coat on it. It gives it a nice like sheen in a little bit, but it's like it allows you then to clean up anything that like would get on it. Good morning, Janetta. So if you don't have OD coat, and then also one of my makers, she uses, oh crap, I just forgot it, vinyl. I just forgot like the actual name of it. Just totally went out of my brain. She uses like a spray that does a similar thing, but I've only ever used OD coat. So this is what I know. This is what I like. I just put 2 coats on last evening, put my ceiling fan on overnight, and it's dry. It's 1 coat, but for 2 things. It's just dry. It dried overnight. It's ready to go. So I highly recommend that. Mary Lou, a leather oxbow girlfriend. I bet that's going to be gorgeous. Some zippy PJs for Naomi. Oh, that's going to be fun. I miss making that sort of stuff for my little ones. I haven't sewn all this past week. Not sure what's wrong with me, Wendy. You have nothing. Well, this gives you a chance today because I am going to be here at least until 1:30. We'll see if someone interrupts me. I don't really have any other plans today other than other work plans. So we'll see how far I get on these, but I'm here at least until 1:30 for sure. Sybil has 2 oxbow totes waiting on hardware. Girl, well, can you get to a certain, you're still waiting for your hardware? Maybe there's something else you could cut out. Not that I am not one of those people to cut out multiple things that I'm not going to finish. I'll just tell you that I'm not one of those. But we're gonna work in this. So I'm gonna like kind of tilt this down a little bit so you can see from this direction if I have to hold anything up. And then we're gonna work over here. I'm gonna try to watch the comments as much as I can. Sibby, since you're my only moderator, I'll have to make Sarah a moderator for next week too. If you see anybody needing any links or asking any questions that you can help with, I appreciate it. Scrunchies vex you. There, you know, it's interesting. Hello, it's Gunther. Yeah, he's sleeping over there. yesterday, my mother-in-law, my daughter and her boyfriend, we went in to the Christmas market at our high school. And there were, I always try to like see like how many sewing things are there. Like what are the different things people are selling. There was only 2 people sewing. There was a scrunchy person and someone doing, which I thought this was a unique idea, someone doing gift bags, custom gift bags. You could place orders with her for like the square bottom, like a paper gift bag, right? But out of fabric. And she had a whole stand with all the different sizes she did, and then a book with all of her different fabrics. She was actually quite busy getting people's orders to make custom gift bags, which I thought was a really unique idea. But that was the only 2 people who were, am I doing this right? Jenna, look at your instructions. I feel like I'm doing it wrong. I think I have to turn it the other direction. Let me just think about it and look at it. But those were the only 2 people that were sewing. And I mean, this is a big holiday craft market, right? It's not no little piddly one. And I was actually very shocked that those were the only people with sewing things. Lots of jewelry. Lots of jewelry. Now, maybe it would be good. This is the thing I messed up the last time. I put it the wrong way. I always have to, wrong side facing up. Yep. Yeah, there's lots of jewelry. Lots and lots of jewelry. Which doesn't shock me because that's what I bought. I bought earrings. But yeah, not a whole lot of sewing. My mother-in-law, because my mother-in-law is doing resin, and there wasn't a lot of resin people. Stained glass and fused glass, that was kind of interesting to me because that's what my dad is a stained glass and fused glass artist. And so there was a stained glass person and a fused glass person, which was interesting. Not what I thought I would see. And now that my line there is gone too. Ooh, and I'm sorry if I'm sneezing. Ooh, or blowing my nose. But for some reason, the other night, I just started to need to blow my nose. I think it's like the change of weather. I'm not sure. So please excuse me for having to do that. But it was full. It was busy. The vendor market was very busy. Yeah, nobody had sewing items. It's crazy. Ooh, Quinn's smartphone wallet and mini keychain pouch. I don't know if I've ever seen that, Cindy. But that sounds like a very useful. Are they for gifts or are they for something else? Okay. And now I need to grab another piece of double-sided tape so that it sticks. Yeah, I was really shocked. Just like how there was hardly any sewing. What else? There was, wood crafts. I feel like, wood crafts. Oh, and I put it in the wrong way. We're not starting out very well, you guys. There was a lot of wood crafts. Actually, we decided, because my best friend was there with her girls. I'm so sorry, I'm sniffling. And we decided we're going to do, has anybody seen this? Soup like a soup tasting party. Um, we are going to do, so one of the vendors had these, and I admire them every year, but it's one of those things that I always say to myself, oh, I could make that. I could make that for way less. Not that I don't want to support like another maker, but it was just one of those things where like, I should just make it. I don't know if you've seen them. They're like on candlesticks at you like thrift places, right? Like wooden candlesticks or wooden pillars, and their Christmas tree is made out of ribbon, like trees made out of ribbon. So, we decided while we were all standing there looking at those, and my best friend, we both love to cook. So my mother-in-law makes this amazing pumpkin soup that I think I was telling you guys all about. At some point, I think I was talking about it because it's like this time of year that I just like crave it. So we decided we're going to do a soup tasting and holiday craft afternoon the Saturday after Thanksgiving with all my adult nieces and my kids. Well, my daughter and her boyfriend was like, yes, let's do that. And my best friend and my mother-in-law. So we decided my daughter is a bread maker, so she's going to make bread bowls. And we're gonna make chili. My mother-in-law is gonna make the pumpkin soup. My best friend will probably bring like a dessert of some kind, and we're gonna have to start collecting the items for these trees, and we're gonna make ourselves each a set of these trees that like it's ribbon or yarn or pine cones. So that's what we're doing. Okay, what's your address? But I thought it would like, now that all of our girls, they're adults, right? And so trying to like think of things that would be fun for us all to do together, right? I need my bigger scissors. So we kind of created yesterday while we were there while we were standing in front of the Pampered Chef booth. Because my best friend actually used to be a Pampered Chef lady when we first had our kids. She did Pampered Chef, and we were saying about how like all of our stuff is just getting so old, but we don't have the time to like have a show or any of those things. So yeah, it was nice though. It was a good time with family yesterday and to see everything and to support our marching band. It's weird not having one of my kids or one of her kids too, because all three of her girls were in band front. So it's weird to go and be like, nope, we don't have to be working it. We don't have to be volunteering for it. We can just go and enjoy it. I bought earrings from my friend who she did in our kit that we did for March. She made the little bookmarkers, the little Dr. Seuss bookmarkers. She does earrings and other little things. So I got some holiday evenings for that. I think I need to clip this down further. So yeah. That's what we did yesterday. And then I came home and took pictures of fabric because we have all of the dyed fabric. We're getting ready. Some changes are coming. To the way we do the dyed fabric. But good changes. Nothing crazy. But I think I actually think it's going to be really great for all of you guys. I think it's going to be great for people who buy my dyed fabric. It's gonna make it a little easier, I think, to decide what you want. These type of zippers do not make me very happy, but they look nice if you can get them to lay right. the wallet is by RLR Creations. I don't know that I know them, Cindy. I'm gonna have to look that up then. Yes, when is Cotton Lycra coming back? And also rib, because I need Jordan size tote of both. So the ribbed is not something like, so ribbed is, do I have ribbed? There might be a ribbed coming. Oh, is it this month or next? Or is it January? There might be a piece of ribbed. I don't buy the ribbed to purposely dye. I usually only get the ribbed because my supplier will sometimes throw it in with a bin of, like, sometimes he has boxes of knits that he's like, here, I know these will dye for you, because he knows I need all like organic cottons for dyeing. So sometimes he might have like the end of a roll or something, and he puts it in a box for me. So that's the only time you're going to see ribbed, because I don't foresee me buying, unless we get a lot of people who want knit fabric, Sarah. Unless we get a lot of people who want knit fabrics. Then maybe if a lot of people want it in the future, I'll grab it. But yeah, that is not something I normally do. But I think I have a piece. Either it's going to be in December's or release, or it'll be January's drop. I'll have to look. But yeah, those are special editions. They're not regular. And the Cotton Lycra, that's another one. That's probably part of that, because that's not one that I necessarily purchase regularly. And do I have, is this all I have in the little tiny one? I thought I had another little tiny. Did you drop someplace? Don't you hate that? Like, I thought I cleaned everything up the other day and organized myself after I was sewing, and I feel like now I'm missing my little, what is it? 1/8 inch double-sided tape. Well, we'll open this one and it'll be what it'll be. All of my double-sided tape is from Sailrite. Oh, that's a 1/4 inch. That's not an 1/8 inch. Oh, here I have some from Waywack though. Oh, maybe I have the 1/8 inch from Waywack, because Sailrite, I don't think Sailrite has 1/8 inch. But I need good and sticky. Like, I don't like when it's not good and sticky. Okay. I know I have it was getting low, so that's why it's small and out of sight. All right. So I'm just gonna, I have this zipper tape. I have no clue where I got this zipper tape. This pink rainbow zipper tape is from forever ago. No clue where it's from. The little the cowboy boots zipper pull is from Dream Big. I know that's where that's from. Dream Big Creations. She wears cowgirl boots, so I thought that would be a good one. Plus, it's like MTV themed. So, all right, let's put this puppy on here. Like I said, this isn't my favorite way to do a zipper, but thought about doing like a zipper panel, but it is what it is. All right. And I don't know if you see, I have my first ever sticker on my sewing machine. If you know me, you know that like stickers on my sewing machine is not something I ever said I was going to do. I actually said I probably would never do it. But when Evie came along and we turned her into a sticker, I like, nope, she's the first. Okay, we're gonna, I always like to backstitch like at my zippers just to reinforce them. And the thread I'm using is fairy floss from Geek Hardware, right? Isn't that Wizardry Stitchery? I have a couple of their threads, but not a lot. What do I have? I think I have the strawberry one, the blue variegated one, and this one. I think is all the variegated ones I have from them. Little Gunther the other night, our new kitten, was trying to climb my thread wall. I was like, Nana needs to get a spray bottle in her sewing room. Okay. And we're going to close this up. I was really happy about this, that I could use the leftover of the book lover panel, that I could make two things, and it like seemed to use up everything from the panel. So that was like really cool. Has everybody done their Thanksgiving grocery shopping? We did ours last Sunday. We got pretty much everything, and then some, because gosh, you can't go to Sam's Club or Costco and not leave with more than what you need. Now for this bag, I did interface like the sailcloth. I did interface it with a 101, just to give it a little bit more structure, because I'm not interfacing like any of the wax canvas. So I did interface with a 101 on most of the sailcloth, so well, all of it. So, which I feel like that's all it needs to give it a little bit of structure. That's the long part, is the interfacing, right? All right, now we need our corners. So I need those. And then I need, what am I doing for, I didn't make tabs because I was like kind of debating what I was going to use for the tabs. And I was thinking about using some bited and dyed for my tabs. But because it's like the right width, the 1¼ inch for the D-rings that I have. I'm trying to look for my hardware here. So it's been so long since I used rainbow hardware, you guys. I don't really have a whole lot of it, but I had the zipper pulls and I thought, well, that would go well with this. So let me just see if I fold this in and make them like small. I could do it like that. I don't know if you can see what I'm thinking here. You know, it's at the point you use what you got. Because like Sybil, she's waiting for hardware. I don't know. Do I want to do that or do I want to cut? I think. Do I want to cut some fabric? Oh, I know what I'm going to use. I'm going to use some water-resistant canvas because I have scrappy water-resistant canvas. That's what's going on the inside of this is this hot water-resistant canvas. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make our tabs with that. All right, let's see what we got here. Because we need, what size are the tabs? 2 1-inch, 2x2, 2x2, 2x2s. All right. Let's do that. Okay. The gateway sticker. Tattoo that baby up. You know what? She would be a really fun tattoo, wouldn't she? I've been thinking, so I have this Brave and Bold tattoo on my wrist, and I've been thinking for a very long time, what could I get put there to add to it? Originally, I was going to put a paper airplane there, but didn't. And, you know, a little flying Evie would, because just so you guys know, this is something we're doing in the new year. If you sign up for the holiday pop-up shop waitlist, you're going to find out what Evie is all about. But this has been, you know, when you go to do something, I have to speak directly to you. You know, when you go to do something, you start getting excited about it, you're planning it, you're starting to like see it come to a reality, and then all of a sudden you're scared out of your mind. That's how I feel about this, just so you guys know. I feel like it is so a part of what I want to bring our community. It's like definitely very much my heart. Like there's so much wrapped into this little owl over here. And I'm like really, really nervous about it, but at the same time, very, very excited about it. So if you love me at all, please sign up for the holiday pop-up shop wait list. Just so you can see what I've been working on. A lot of work has gone into this. And it's nothing like, I don't want to say that it's small as in like small and not of value. It is something small, but something of big value. And I think it's going to be just something that really is so good for our community. So yeah, go sign up for the holiday pop-up shop wait list. Again, the link is pinned all the way to the top. Or you can scan the little QR code. because I've been working on it so much, and it's so wonderful and it makes me so happy. But at the same time, I'm like at the part where I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna puke because there's so much like that I've put into it. So yeah, go join the holiday pop-up shop waitlist and see what I've been doing for the past 4 or 5 months preparing for. Oh, I should put a bigger piece. Yeah, I have like all the nerves around it, but I'm thankful for people in my life who just keep telling me it's going to be great, Jenna. It's going to be great. But yeah, she should be a tattoo. I agree. Well, I feel like probably eventually. She's not going anywhere. She's definitely going to be a staple of Thunderbird HandCrafted for sure. And she's a barn owl, which we have here on the farm. Actually, we used to have one that was like right outside here of my sewing machine. When I first moved my sewing machine in here, she'd be outside in one of the walnut trees a lot at night. And then when we had our campsites, I would see them back there. But they're not as small as what you might think, which is they definitely have a pretty big wingspan. And they're considered like a rainbow barn owl. If you've ever seen a macaw, like a rainbow macaw, their feathering on their wings are very like variegated, which is so gorgeous. Like they definitely have the whites and the tans, but you can sometimes see blues in them, reds. Oranges, like their wingspan can be varied. They're really beautiful birds. I never thought I would be a bird lady. My Nana she had bird feeders all over the place. Come on, birdie, don't give me problems. She's nodding up underneath. But when we had the campsites, because if you didn't know, we had glamping tents here on our farm for like 4 years, because we went through a company that it was kind of like Airbnb, but for private land to have camping. They went out of business, and then the insurance to continue to do it is just too crazy. They covered all the insurances and everything. But the birds that are on this farm, like I've seen, like what I thought are tropical birds. Like I didn't even know that was like a northeastern bird. Jordan was telling me the other day there's an app that I could get that could tell me, like it listens to what birds are in your area and it tells you. And I was like, oh, that sounds lovely. I want to do that. So yeah, anywho. That's my bird ladying. All right, Sarah, thanks for being on. Okay, I'm just gonna mark my line here. Also, my little turning tool that my son makes, I use this to mark my wax canvas, and it actually works really well. He has made some for our mystery packages that are going to be like fabrics and other goodies that are gold. So there'll be 5 golden turning tools, and if you get one of the 5 golden turning tools, you'll get a surprise for next year that includes Evie. So you definitely want to grab one of the mystery package bundles that we'll have in the holiday pop-up shop and see see if you get a golden turning tool. The rest of them are like purple. I think purple and pink are the other ones that he did. Or, yeah, like a pastel-y color. Okay. There we go. Got that one. Good morning, Doug. Welcome, welcome. Do you sew? Because that's what we do here. It's really windy here today. My husband was going to the junkyard to look for parts. Well, he's looking for new wheel rims for my son because he likes to like get their winter tires and have them on a separate set of rims. That way he doesn't need to actually change tires. He just changes out the rims. So that's what he went to do today. All right, so we're going to come down this direction. I do have some other exciting news. Sybil, I didn't even get to tell you this. Sybil, are you still on? Because I actually want to talk to you about it. So I was accepted to teach at the Mormino studio. I just sent my contract to Lauren this morning. I'm so excited. So I'm going to be there in February. So we'll save each other from the winter blues. Oh, and now which way do I want to go with this? This is the other thing I always mess up with something like this is I want this. It's going to go this way, huh? Yeah. So I want the top stitching to be here. No, to be here. There we go. So yeah, the first weekend in February, I'm going to be teaching. So we're going to be teaching a bag with some special dyed fabric. It's exclusive to the class. I'm nervous about that, but excited about that too. So if you want to come see me and also hang out with Lauren, mark your calendars for the first weekend in February. I think tickets go on sale the second week of December. I know, Wendy, isn't it exciting? So I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be a fun time. I have to get the sample done, and then I'll share with you guys what the bags are gonna look like and everything. Oh, whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, Jenna, it goes this way, so I can still use these. These go pointing downward, just so you guys know. This is the first time I've done a sling bag like this, where like the pattern said to do like start kind of from the back, which I actually kind of really like. I feel like sometimes like when you do it from the front to the back, I feel like it's almost like, oh, can I be done? This kind of it goes, if I didn't gab so much with you guys, it would go really fast. Okay. So this is going to go like so. This is going to go like so. I guess I can leave it, just steady stitching. I've not binded a bag with this wax canvas yet, so this one here is like the denim stuff with the plant base wax is pretty stiff, which is great for not being able to interface something, you know. But I definitely, like with the little ivy clutches, I had to use my blow dryer. Oh, I lost bobbin. I need to wind another one. I'm going to mute you guys so that I don't bobbin crazy you. Yes, man, I'm doing some applique for my Thanksgiving. Ooh, Doug, please share. I just started applique last weekend. I've not been, it's not something I enjoyed it, but I'm not a pro at it. Not yet. Someday. It's all relevant, right? I'm going to put you guys on mute just so that my bobbin winding isn't crazy because the microphone's right here. That is something that Santa needs to put in my stocking is more bobbins for my fabricator. I feel like I have so many color threads now. I'm like, I have a bobbin of each color thread over there. So when I need a second bobbin, I don't have it. I don't have a bobbin to make a second bobbin. So someone needs to tell Santa that in my house. That is one of the biggest reasons why I do the mystery gift bundle, is because my husband, God love him, he's a good guy. He just isn't one of those guys that's like a surpriser, right? And I think it's just because he does not like surprises whatsoever. So he's figuring like other people aren't going to like them either. And he's a very like useful gift person. So when he does like get a gift, it's like, well, my sewing machine was my first gift from him on a Valentine's Day, you know, Instapots and, you know, pots and pans, a dishwasher, you know, that sort of thing. Which I've come to love about him, but I will say as a youngin', it was a cause of discourse. You really like it, but you're far from being any good, Doug. Well, you know what? Like I said the other day, I feel like that's the one thing I love about sewing so much is we don't have to be like, it's a constantly learning, evolving skill. Doug's like, that's a great man. It is, but like when you're young and you just want some flowers for Valentine's Day. We've been married now. How old's my daughter? 22. So we've been married for 23 years. So, you know, after 23 years, you start realizing, you know what, I did choose well. And there's reasons why I chose well, and it's not always the reasons you thought you wanted when you were young, right? All right, so now I'm just going to put the back on here. I'm going to put my centers, but I need to get my pocket on here too. And I changed the way I did the pockets in these, just because the pocket in this pattern is like it's the entire bottom, and I wanted to kind of reduce the bulk for binding in the bottom, because this one, I will tell you, this bag binding it's a little challenging. At least it was for me. And I like binding bags. Okay, let me find my pockets. Where do I have them? So what I did for my pocket is I have the pocket piece here, but I scaled it down. I went in an inch, and then I folded the sides to create just like a smaller slip pocket. And I'm just going to top the top with some of the wax canvas. And then that way it's just a smaller slip pocket, and that way there's nothing down in the bottom for the binding. Okay. So that's what I'm doing for these, just because, you know, the more you have in that area when you're binding, the harder it is to bind. All right, I need to find my wax canvas here, because I need to cut the strip for the top of the pockets. I didn't do that. And all I'm doing is I'm cutting like a 1-inch little piece for the top and folding it over. I could use, oh, you know what? No, I won't use the wax canvas. I'll use bind it and dye. That's what I'll do. That'll be perfect. I don't need to cut anything. All right, let's do that. So here's that. And the bind it and dyed that I'm using, if you don't know what our bind it and dyed is, it's a 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch, and 1 inch. We have both sizes. It's a cotton twill binding, that bias tape that I hand ice dye every summer, multiple different colors. This is slate gray in the 1 1/4 inch. My son also makes different binding spools with his 3D printer, and all the money for the binding spools and any 3D printed things goes towards my son's college pizza money. Because every college student needs a pizza budget. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a strip across the top here. He's doing really good in college. I'm so proud of my kids. School was hard for me. Even though I did 2 years of college, business school. You know, school didn't come natural, which I mean, I feel like everybody who does good in school has to work at it. But my son, he's just like, he's going for computer science, and like the stuff he does is just like mind blowing to me. Like I don't even understand half the things he's saying to me, but I'm glad he understands it. So yeah. Okay. So I have 2 woven labels that I thought about putting in this bag. I have the Crapper Keeper one. This was a sewing blurbs. Both of these were sewing. Oh no, Crapper Keeper is from, that's from Ray at Emporium Threads, I think. Crapper Keeper's from Ray. And then That's What She Said, because my niece will think that's hilarious. I think I'll do the That's What She Said inside. And we'll save the Crapper Keeper for someplace else. Buy what you would like and leave on porch with note for him to bring inside as a surprise. Doug. My husband and he would get along, Doug. School was hard for me as well. I was bored and easily distracted. I don't know if I was bored. I don't know if I was bored. I feel like there was so much in my life. Like, I lived with my grandmother who, when I was 15, she was 75. I definitely felt misunderstood a lot because I was artsy. Math never came real easy for me. So like those were the classes I really struggled in. Once I got in high school and I had teachers who like really like put in the effort, that kind of changed school for me. And I credit my teachers in high school, for really getting me on a path where they were like, if you want more, your education can do that. And so, like, I really do credit them. Having a good teacher is everything. It's why I'm on a school board. It's why I do that, because there's so many kids that are coming from, and I had a good, like my Nana, thank God for her. I had a good home with her, but it was different because all my friends, had like, she really didn't understand some of the things that were going on at the time because she was 75. She was just trying to make sure I was fed, right, and safe. But I really do credit my teachers for whipping me into shape and showing me that I could do things that I didn't think I could do. My daughter was very similar to me in school, even though she was always really good at sciences and at math. She struggled more with like the English and writing. Never reading. She always loved to read. But my son he's like a little savant. He's like a sponge. He just sucks it all in. And my husband was kind of that way though. My husband's really smart. Too smart. But he wasn't a school person. Like he was like, I'm done with school. When I'm done, I'm done. He did go back. His job actually paid for him to go get an electro mechanic technician degree. And that's what he does. He's an electromechanic and an auto mechanic. That was what he was originally. He was an auto mechanic. I feel like that's centered. Do you feel like I should put it up a little bit more? I don't know. I feel like maybe that's kind of low. Yeah, let's pull it up a little bit. Okay. Oh, where did all there they are. Yeah. But my son is going for computer science and secondary education. So he kind of has like a double major. So right now we're like working on trying to get him all of his like shadowing that he needs to do for the teaching part. We tried to like get our kids to see like you have to diversify what your degree is because it's so hard anymore for people to find work. So, and that my daughter, like, thank goodness we did that, or I don't think she would have got a job in science in the state of Pennsylvania, even though she has so much experience. They aren't putting funding into it. But she's liking being an 8th grade teacher, which I feel like the whole time, like that was one of the reasons I said to her, don't you maybe want to get like your teaching cert just in case? And she likes her kids. She's enjoying it. Okay, now we're gonna stay stitch our back to our inside. And trim everything down. I really want to get to the point where I'm doing like quilting for the holidays, or like those type of more slow things where I'm like, oh, I worked on this all year. I'm just not in that season of life yet, because I see people like doing like holiday quilts and stuff, and I was like, you had to start that like last year over the summer, which there's nothing wrong with. I like so admire that. Here where we did our zipper, it kind of pulls in a little bit, so I'll have to trim that off then. Awesome. Okay, I'm just going to trim this off so it's maybe do any of you bake bread or do sourdough? So like I said, we're going to do this like soup and craft day with my best friend and my mother-in-law, and my daughter wants to make bread bowls, and I was thinking, I wonder if she needs like little like ramekins, or if there's something that she needs to make those in that we don't have. So if anybody has ever made bread bowls before, I'm sure if I ask her, she'll be like, Mom, we just need this. But I'd like to get her, like, she likes doing that, so I'd like to get her some of that bread stuff for like Christmas. She already says she wants a temping basket, which it looks like a fabric basket. I was like, I'd probably make that, but I don't have time to make that. So there we are. There's the inside. There's the back. Okay, so we got that part done. We're just moving right along here. Now we're going to do the strap. So the strap I have, this is the webbing. This is from Gabby from Wonderground. I don't know if she still has it, but I think it's like one of her popular webbings. I have a lot of it. I don't know why I bought so much of it, but it feels very like 90s. So that's what I'm using. Use stainless steel mixing bowls. So like to bake it in? No, like that's to prep it, right? Or do you don't bake it in the stainless steel mixing bowl, right? I'm not a baker, you guys. I'm the cook. My daughter is a scientist. She's the baker. You were a chef and catering director for 30 years. That's awesome, but that's hard work. I was a waitress for years when I was younger, and I worked in some fine dining restaurants. I also nannied for a chef for a while when I was really young. And that's the restaurant business. The restaurant business is hard. It is a lot of work. People don't realize. You have to love it for sure. I'm actually reading a really good book right now. about oh gosh, hospitality. It's wrote by a restaurant guy. I don't remember the name of the book, but I could go grab it and I could show it to you. No, put them on the outside of the bowl. Oh, smart, Doug. That's very smart. I'll have to look for that. So like get like small stainless steel mixing bowls and just put the dough on the outside of the bowl, and it makes, that is so smart. I'll tell my dog that. Okay, what else do I need here? I need that piece, this piece, this piece. That's it. Okay. Let me go get that book. I'll show you. It's actually really, really good. It's a really good book. It's called Setting the Table. And it's by Danny Meyer, and he owns like a ton of businesses, like restaurant businesses, and it's basically like stories about his life and like things he learned in the restaurant industry, and specifically about like hospitality and how to use hospitality in your business. Sometimes I like a palate cleanser from my fantasy romances, and it's usually something about business or leadership or something. It's really good. It just makes you think about things. So if anybody wants to read some self-help, there you go. That's what I'm reading. That's my current read right now. Make sure you spray it well with nonstick spray. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you for the tip. All right, so let's get this going here. So, it's always like, which direction do you go? What do you do? All right, so we're going to go up, down. Yep, and then we're going to put this on. So Doug, how did you start sewing? When did sewing come into this world? Because I mean, being in the restaurant industry, being a chef and caterer, that takes a lot of creative juices as well. Okay, I just need to get more slack here so I can do this. And I think this is where I'm going to put. I think this is where I'm going to put my woven label. I've been really liking putting my logo as the woven label. Not that I don't like having the tag, but especially on something that's like a gift, where I don't necessarily like want it to be like super branded for someone. I really like having the woven labels with my logo on. So don't ask me where I got them. It's like the woven label. I don't know. I'll put it in a detail somewhere at some point. But you have to buy like 300 of them at a time. Also lighters. I need lighters for my stocking this year. I should be making this list because since I'm Santa, I'll be the one buying those things. it up from watching YouTube about 4 years ago. That's so awesome. Thousands of dollars later. Yes. I feel like it's like that SpongeBob. $1,000 later, I'm finally starting this craft. That's funny. Oh my gosh, that wind out there sounds rough. Hopefully our power doesn't go out. That's usually what happens here in the country, is the power likes to go out when it's windy. Okay, so there I have my woven label. Everything's set up. Now we need to get the next piece is the shoulder strap. So we need to make that. All right, so that's the gusset. Here's the shoulder strap. So I have this piece, and then I am going to put, when I go to turn it, I'm going to put a piece of foam in there. Okay, so we have our center. Now these pieces I didn't OD coat, just the front. Just the front is what I OD coated. Almost done with your twilight. Ooh, I can't wait to see Patricia. That's so exciting. Very, very exciting. We do have all of the twilight fabrics. We do have inventory in both basket weave and Kona. So if you want any of those, we do have those in inventory. And we have the tags too in inventory. I have a project planned with my twilight fabric, a quilting project actually. Not sure when I'll get around to it, but it's in my brain and the fabric is up here. So okay, and we're going to put this on top of this. Oh, find your right sides, you guys. There we go. All right. What's 3/8 seam allowance? What state am I from? I'm in Pennsylvania, Doug. Good old gray sky, Pennsylvania. We're on the eastern side of Pennsylvania because Pennsylvania is a big state, so more Eagles than Steelers, but I don't really have a preference. So don't, if you're from Pennsylvania and neither of those are your teams, good for you. It doesn't matter to me. Am I doing this right? Yeah. This wax canvas feels like both sides are like almost the same. live on my husband's family. His grandfather was a dairy farmer. So we live on my husband's grandfather's farm. We have the farmhouse I live in has had 5 generations. And when we did the genealogy here, we found out that actually my family on my mom's side is actually the original owner of the farm. So I always tell my husband it was never about him. My ancestors were calling me back. Wisconsin. I was in Wisconsin last year for the Lynn's Handmade Retreat. I'd never been to Wisconsin. I've been to a lot of states, but I'd never been to Wisconsin. Wisconsin has some similar vibes to PA, which I was kind of shocked. But definitely like where we were out in the country. Cornfields, lots of farming, dairy farming, that sort of thing. And we have a little bit over 100 acres. Not by much though. And a fair amount of it is still wooded area actually. His grandfather didn't farm all of it, which was kind of nice. This time of year though, you don't want to be out there with hunting. Even though, this year I think my one nephew is starting to hunt, so, but for a while there, we didn't have anybody that was hunting it, but people choose to hunt it, even though they shouldn't. We don't give them permission. Before I forget to share it, if anybody, if you don't know, if you're new here, if you go to our website, you'll see my dog's head pop out. It says Boop the Snoot. Our next pre-order for fabrics where you can get all like our different designs on different bases, that starts, is it this week? The 20th. So you can sign up for our email list and then you'll get a code that gives you a free fabric sample pack. All you do is pay the shipping and we send this to you. So if you are new here, make sure you sign up for that and get your free fabric sample pack before we do 4 pre-orders a year where we offer our fabrics in different bases. And I was going to, my maker team, we talked this week, I was going to retire Sport Lycra from our pre-orders, and they all wanted me to keep it. Not much respect these days. Yeah, with the people hunting on your land. Yeah, I just think, like, especially with it being a multi-generational thing, I think a lot of what happens is like one of the cousins or somebody like will invite people, but then they like don't think like maybe you should be on our land when you have that person who is family. I don't mind as long as we know who's there, right? Because I kind of live on a family commune. My husband's not intentional commune. I don't know, whatever. My husband's uncle lives up the street from us, his oldest uncle. Then his youngest uncle lives on the other farmhouse because at one point this farm was split into 2. And then his other uncle lives across the street down the road. So, it would be nice if we all knew who was on the land. But that would require a family secretary, and I'm not signing up for that job. So, Okay, now I need to get some foam to put inside this just to make it a little cushiony. So I'm going to go cut that. And I have some of like the iron-in foam. I'm just using that. I'm just going to cut it to fit, hopefully. I'll have to cut this down a little bit. I'm just going to use my turning tool here to stick it in there. I'm just going to hold it and push it up. There we go. All right. Now, here's where at the ends, so again, like I said, I was like trying to like use what hardware I got. So I have these here that are like, you know, supposed to be like D-ring things. And then I have this. So part of me hates breaking apart a D-ring set. Just because then you're stuck with one, you have to like figure out how to use it. But I'll show you guys. For this here, like there's like a ring, there's like a D-ring here where you could like clip your keys, right? And then there's the D-ring where your front little pocket thing is gonna go. So I was thinking for this one, I could use this little ring up top here, like to clip your keys, and then put one of these here. I feel like 2 of these is like a little much. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to split it apart. Again, I don't have a ton of rainbow hardware. But yeah, I think this is what I'm going to do. What do you guys think? Or should I do both of these? Like one here and one here. Make them the same. I don't know. I feel like I'm overthinking this for sure. I just feel like 2 of these are bigger. You know, like this is like a 1.5 inch. So I'm going to have to use webbing, I think, for this part. For this one. This one I could use the wax. I could just use the water resistant canvas on this like I did for the back. Should they be the same, or do you think it's okay to make them different? That is the question. I'm definitely doing one of these on the other part. So that's why I'm kind of at a place where I need to make decisions. And I feel like I have decision fatigue from everything else in my business. So we're gonna take a drink. Who's still here? We have 10 friends. Yay. All right. I think I'm going to do the circle. I think I'm going to do the circle for the top one because it's just a ring clip, and this one for actually like clipping it on. I think that's what we're doing. All right, so I need a 2x2 piece of water resistant. 2.5. Okay, and then I'll just use webbing for the other one. My kids are doing the dishes. I said, if you want me to make dinner tonight, someone other than Mom is going to do the dishes. Any new patterns come out this week? I feel like I haven't seen a whole lot of new stuff. Just people, like I've seen a lot of people making oxbows this week. But I'm sure there was some new patterns going around. Don't ask me where I got this rainbow hardware. I have no idea. It might be, some might be Lauren from More Me Know. Yeah, that's probably where, if I can think back to where I got it last. Okay, so this is going to go on the end, right, like so. So I'm just going to stay stitch this across here. Kind of reinforce it. Okay. And now we need our little square piece for the strap connector. So that's going to go like this, and like this. I doubt I'm getting both of these bags done today. Maybe there's a possibility. One of my, so 3/8. We'll sew this one for sure live. We'll get this one done so that you guys can see like a full one complete, because it is a really good pattern. There is another option for this pattern. There's a retro sling backpack. Is that what it's called? I forget. There's a bigger version. But I feel like this version is it's a pretty decent size on its own. But it worked really well with the book leather panels, which is nice. Okay, now turning. Let's look at this. It was nice to sew with you too, Doug. You've got to go to the fabric shop and get backing. Enjoy your day. When do I go live? So I usually go live Sunday mornings at 10:30. That's the regularly scheduled lives. But we will be doing some apparel sewing lives in the new year. That will be during the week. And if you're not part of my Patreon, this is something that Patreon's getting a little bit of an uplift, a remake. And we are going to be doing some Zoom sew-alongs if you're in the Patreon. So those will be different times, but just like in community sew-alongs. So I can share my Patreon link with you guys. Now all the upgrades are done over on Patreon. All of the levels are staying the same, but we're adding some things for what you get at each of the levels. So just keep that in mind. Hey Elizabeth, how are you? What are you sewing today, lady? Thanks for joining us, Doug. I really appreciate the conversation. All right. I'm going to top stitch this. Elizabeth, have you made a retro sling? I feel like you've made all the bags, I think. There's that. Now I need to get a piece of webbing for this. Like, see how much of the, and I have used this webbing as much as I possibly can. I don't know how much I bought from Gabby at Water Ground. I don't know what I was thinking. I have used a lot of it only because I have a lot of it. I feel like it's one of those where I'm like, oh, can I use that for this? Does this match close enough? Not sewing, just happy. Oh, sooner than expected. Well, that's nice. Did you have kid things today? Or church this morning? I know your kids do a bunch of activities, so that's a season of life for sure, running kids everywhere. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that through here like so. I think this is where I'm gonna put the Crapper Keeper woven label. My niece will get a kick out of that too. I have to remember like how this lays. Right? Look at my other one. So how does this lay? It kind of lays this direction. So the Crapper Keeper would need to be underneath it, right? Yeah. Hockey. Oh, that's busy. Hockey was on break, but I was supposed to be out of town another week. Oh, no. Lots of travel happening. All right, so now if I want Crapper Keeper to be seen that way, it would go like this. Yep. And then this is going to go like this because this is going to turn. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to just stay stitch this down to this so that it's in the right place. And like I said, I'm pretty sure the Crapper Keeper woven labels are from Ray from Emporium Threads. Okay. Now we're going to add this to the back. So this is going to go like so. And we're going to stay stitch this down. Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to move on to the front. And since we're using, so you guys can see how this looks so far. So there's the back. Oh, it's very funky, isn't it? It's like very, like I said, my niece that this is for she's like the last year of millennials. So I feel like we were actually just talking about this the other night when all of them were little. We used to have a fire pit out back where my dye workshop is. And is LFMO or whatever, that is the group that has the song Shots. And Emily, who this is my oldest niece, she was maybe 8, 9, maybe 10. And we had just random like pop music because they were all the kids were dancing and stuff. And the song Shots came on, and I was like ready to change it because I was like, this kind of isn't appropriate for them. And Emily was like, I love this song. She's like, shots. And we're like, no. No. Yeah. So I feel like this, but that's her personality. So yeah, so she's gonna love this. It's gonna be so fun for her. I can't wait to see their faces. All right, now we need to get our front piece. So here, this is the panel. Again, the WTF timeline, that's the name of this panel, is available. I think I have one left in inventory, but it will be, these will be panels that are available in January, okay, for pre-order. So this is the one for my niece. And so we need to put these together. So I need that part. I need another piece of webbing and, oh no, piece of water resistant canvas because I have a 1-inch. These are from Lauren. I know these are from Lauren for sure. So this hardware, these are just so fun. And everybody I use these on always comments on these. So these are from Lauren over at Mom, you know. So we need that. I need a piece of water resistant canvas cut to make the little tab. So that. And then I'll need the lining piece too. Where is that? There we go. Okay. Yeah, she was, oh my gosh. We laughed so hard, but we were like, it was like one of those moments where we were like, don't laugh because she's young and she'll like wonder why we're laughing, and she'll, you know, they were at that age. But we just could not, we were just like, no. But she was just like so happy the song was on. Oh. Is it blurry for you guys? Is like, I feel like my screen, That might be the wind, just so that you guys know if my screen isn't like very clear. It's very windy here, so it might be the wind is interrupting a little bit with signal. Elizabeth, in February, I didn't get to share with you guys. In February, I'm going to be teaching at Mormino. If you want to come out for a visit. I know it's not too far from you. It's the first weekend in February that I'm going to be teaching at the studio. I'd love to see you if you're able to do it. But I'll understand if you can't, just so you know. I have to get the sample bag ready in the next week or two, and then I'll share the sample bag and everything. I just sent my contract to Lauren this morning. I'm jelly that she's in Italy. Oh my goodness, I'm happy for her, but Italy is so lovely. I'd love to go back. All right, so we're going to put that on there. Yeah, okay. So we're sticking this in there like so. I'm probably going to use some double-sided tape just to kind of help. I know, when she first, like, because I did apply, but I was like, I don't know. She has a lot more famous people than me. I did apply. I wasn't sure. And Laura and I talk and get along, but I was like, maybe she won't pick me. And that's okay. It would be all right if she didn't. And then when I got the letter that she accepted it, I was like, my nerves, like, immediately were like, oh, can I do this? So stupid when we, like, doubt ourselves like that. But immediately was like, maybe I can't do it. But then I got excited about it and then was like, no, I can do this. And why is this piece? You can tell that I cut these really fast because nothing matches. Yeah, it's the first weekend in February that I'm doing it. I hope I have enough here to make this work because I want to follow the outside. I think I do. Yeah. And the reason I'm doing winter, you guys, is because dyed fabric season prevents me from doing anything in the summer months. Okay, I'm going to trim these down. But the bag I'm doing, it's going to be really pretty spring anticipation type fabrics. So I feel like it'll be really good. Aw, thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth. I mean, we're all in this together, right? That's the way I look at it. Even if you all know me, when I go to the grocery store, nobody knows me for this there. Oh, this is so fun. This is going to be so cute. Oh my gosh. I feel like these bags, the whole time I'm making it, I'm enjoying like how it comes together. That's why I decided to make 2 more, is like how this bag comes together is very enjoyable. Just cutting some of my mismatched lining before I top stitch this. Oh, boogers. How am I going to do that? Well, it doesn't matter necessarily. I have a Jade and Chris label. My niece says it's fine all the time. And I was going to put it there. I could just stitch straight through and no one will care. I'll care a little bit, but maybe, let me look at my other nieces. Maybe I should just put like it's fine like on like the side gusset area. What do you guys think? Should I just stitch through both layers here? Or should I put it on the side on the gusset? I just have to remember to do that. Get someone recognizing one. It was so weird. I always find like it's always so humbling to me, first of all, like, and also I always feel weird because I don't always know we know each other from little circles. I am not good with names at all. And so that's where it always like gets me. What do you think? Should I just stitch through here or should I put it on the gusset? Can you guys see this? Should I just stitch through this? Because I already did this and I'm not going to rip it out. So we would see stitching here. Or should I add the it's fine to the gusset? I feel like I was really planning on it being here, so I think it's going to go there. I'm just going to do it. Again, it's for my niece. She won't know if there's a proper way, right? Oh my, where's my... we're going to top stitch first. Like I said, I just put one layer of Odie coat on the front panel piece for these. I didn't do everything, but one layer was enough, and I did it last night before I went to bed and just turned on my ceiling fan, and it was dry this morning. My 4 stitch length on my Sailrite is perfect for tags, if you're wondering what stitch length I'm using to top stitch my tags. There we go. Oh, she's looking cute. Looking cute. All right, what's next? Next, we're going to stitch this down to the inside front panel. Gotta find my centers. So now we're gonna do this. And this is the part where you kind of, the behind piece is a little smaller, so you're kind of creating that like pocket area. And then we're just gonna stay stitch this all the way around. I don't know why I started there. No idea. Okay. There's that. There's that piece. And we're going to put her back on. Oh, I should have done that with that, Jenna. Oh well. Okay, well, we're going to start here and just go around. There we go. Let me clip this down. There we go. Now we're going to start working on the gusset. So we have this piece done. And we have this piece done. Okay. Now we need to find our gusset pieces. So this is the bottom gusset. No. That one. And that one. And none of these, the gusset pieces, I didn't interface anything with those. When I did do the gusset piece on this one, because I did it with the sailcloth, I did add, because I did interface that with 101, but then I also added some fusible fleece in between on my gusset just to give it a little bit more durability, but I figure I don't need to do that with the wax canvas. So there's that one. I need this one. Okay. And need my zipper. So zipper, again, I'm using the zipper tape. I have no clue where I got it. And I'm using these French fry. That's the zipper pull I used on her ivy clutch that I'm making. So I'm using 2 of those because I do like, when you have a backpack type bag, I like having 2 zippers. So that's what I'm using. And these are from Idle Blooms, I believe. I don't know if she still has them. She might. And I'm going to put double-sided tape on. And we're working on this piece here. So I'm going to find my centers. So what's the most recent pattern that you guys have made that you've really, really liked? I know a lot of people have made Amber's Hellcat, which I enjoyed making that. I actually thought about making myself a Hellcat for the holidays. I really love my Raina though. My from Lynn's Handmade, the little Raina pouch, and I really love making those. So I also thought about making a Raina for myself for the holidays. Oh, did I just take the wrong one off? Yes, I did. Or no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm gonna go this way. I was going to, if I got these done today, I was going to go out and go and find like some pine boughs and stuff to decorate with. And it's so windy out there. I'm like, nope, forget that. Making Stockholm bag for work in the Twilight canvas and leather. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see it, Patricia. I can't wait to see it. I'm sure it is awesome. Are you making it for somebody? Are you going to be able to post it? If you can't post if it's a gift, please send me a DM so I can see it. Because I love seeing everybody's Twilight bags. That's such a fun line of fabric. I loved working on that with my artist. She's really great. You might know it's Inspired Designs on Instagram is who did that for us. Or she does a lot of our exclusive designs. But we've started working with a few other artists as well for 2026. So definitely try to support artists this holiday if you can. I've been sharing over on my Instagram, like I shared embroidery artists, and yesterday shared some illustrators and painting. I was thinking today I would maybe do like yarn. My stiletto. Because this is all on a curve, you guys. one thing about wax canvas is like once you get it folded over, it stays there. But it can feel a little awkward when you have it on a curve, you know? We finished a Daydream notebook cover by Craftfully Made. I'm cutting 2 more. Oh, I haven't seen that one. I love notebook covers. I love a good notebook cover. I haven't seen that one. There's so much that I don't see. Like I kind of get stuck in my little, and then I'm on social media so much for the business that then when, like, I don't want to do it for myself, you know? Like I don't want to go and find things. Hi, buddy. Hi. Paulo just came up. What's going on? Is that kitty pesting you? Huh? Is Gunther pestering you? Or is he taking a nap? You coming up here to take a nap? Huh? Okay, so now I need to top stitch that, right, and stay stitch that. So we'll make a hole go all the way around. Oh, my son must be making something on the 3D printer. I just heard that start up. I think he's working on his dad's Christmas gift. He's trying to make my husband the Star Trek chess set. You're not a Trekkie. It's supposed to be like a floating chess set. So that's what he's working on, and he's been having because it's supposed to look clear, so he's been like trying to find the right filament that works for what he wants. And I guess he was up late last night messing with stuff. He wasn't a happy camper this morning when we were having breakfast. He looked really tired. Oh, come on. Okay, so there's that piece. Now we need to get our other piece of our gusset. And we need, yep. So that's going to go that way. Oh, I want to find my centers on these. Hold on. We're getting there, you guys. So at least get this one done today. Okay. So yeah, this is going to go like this. This is going to go like this. Let's create seam allowance. Okay. And the other side. Last night we watched on Netflix, they have the Eddie Murphy documentary. Oh my gosh. I love him so much. He's so funny. And like so real. Oh. I didn't realize how young he was when he became famous. I didn't realize he was like only 19 years old. Because like my husband and I were like, that's why he looks like so young, because he is young. I didn't realize that. But if you want a good documentary to watch, that was a good one. We watched that last night. Okay. I'm going to clip my corner on the one side, not the corner with my zipper. I'm not clipping those. But the one without, I'm going to clip that down. Okay. Now we just want to stitch this down all the way around so it stays in place when we're putting everything together. Okay. Okay. Get in there. All right, I'm just going to clip down this excess water resistant canvas. have all the way around this. Yeah, so I need to go, since we're doing that soup and Christmas crafts the day after, the Saturday after Thanksgiving. I was trying to think where I could go to find like cheap ribbon. I was thinking like the dollar store probably has ribbon pretty cheap. I might go over to like go do some thrifting to try to find some like old lace, or because like I said, we're gonna make those Christmas trees that are like on like wooden pedestals, like candlesticks. I should probably thrift to go look for wooden candlesticks too. I might be able to thrift here. Go down in the one storage trailer where we have a whole bunch of stuff from everyone who's ever lived here. All right, so there's my gusset. All right. So now assembly begins, which I'm going to do. What's first? First is the front center. Okay, so I'm going to tuck this in. Okay, and then I have to remember how I did this, because this is the piece that goes there. Yeah. Goes like this. All right, so I need to find, did I clip it off? There it is. So this is where it kind of gets a little tricky. I did use my stapler for the last one, like around these corners. I did use my mini stapler, so I'm probably gonna do the same to just hold it in place. And I'm going to take the double-sided tape off my zipper. Okay. All right, that's clipped. Now I'm gonna just ease in those corners. Like I said, I do need to clip some notches in to make it work. And then we'll use the mini stapler. All right, so the mini stapler I have is the, just dropped it's the Jim Holtz Ideology mini stapler. That's what I have. I just got it off of Amazon. I really like it. It's very helpful for like pieces like this. Okay. Now we can piece this together. I'm pretty sure, what are we using here? We're doing 3/8 inch. Right. Yeah. Okay. Have my stiletto here if I need it. Lowering my stitch length. And as you get to your zipper, you're going to go to 1/4 inch. That's why double-sided tape helps, but still, I would still use your stiletto. Bobbin ran out. Oh my gosh, all the way back here. What the? That is not cool. All the way back there. Lovely. Oh, I can't do that yet. I have to thread it back here. Always something, you guys. Mercury is retrograding. That is for sure this week. Oh. All right, I'm going to put you guys on mute so I don't get too loud with my winding here. Okay. Stinker. What does everybody make for their holiday meals? Is there only turkey? turkey lovers, ham lovers, do something totally different. I have to find the dessert that I'm making. So we're going to my best friend's house for Thanksgiving. And she, like I said, she loves to cook. So she's taking care of everything except for dessert. So I'm making dessert. And I saw this recipe on Instagram. Do you guys know the orange, like it's like an orange chocolate, like where you break it into orange slices? I saw a recipe to make an orange chocolate mousse with those. And I think that's what I want to make. So goodness, I need to reclip all of this. This is wonderful. What a pain. Well, at least there's those staples in there. Okay. Let's try this again. Start here where there we go. So I think the only place that might have them this early, because I feel like they're a stocking, like a Christmas stocking thing, is Walmart. So I'm gonna have to get up to Walmart to see if I can find those. I'll probably take some cookies. I'll probably make some pumpkin cookies with like the cheesecake frosting. Those are like a favorite. Chocolate chip pumpkin cookies. My husband really likes those. Okay. Two times the charm. All right, now we're gonna double check kind of like how the corners look. I think they're looking of wax canvas fuzz, but they're looking pretty good because we want to bind this side. Yeah, looking good. Yeah, we want to bind this before we move on. So I always like to cut some of this down. First, we got to pull our staples out. And I just have one of these to pull my staples out. It's like a magnetic staple thing for mini staples. I guess you could do any staple, but the mini staples kind of just hang on there. Or they go flying across your sewing room. And then I'm going to just trim not my zipper, but I'm going to trim. I'm going to like go about here and trim it down to like the 1/4 inch. Like my zipper before I start binding. Okay. Then we have our binding. So my trick for nice binding is I'm going to clip this like about right here, and then I'm going to measure in 1 1/4 inches because that's the width of the binding. So I measure in 1 1/4 inches and make a mark. And then I'm going to make another mark that's like about 1/2 inch away. That's where I'm going to start my stitches. But I wanted to have this mark here because I'm going to use that when I come back around. And with our binded and dyed, you always want to like stretch it a little bit because it does have a little bit of stretch. That's what I love about it. Not too much stretch, so it's going to bunch things up. But if you just stretch it just a little, you won't get the bunch, you won't get bunching when you go to stitch it. So you just want to, because it has like a different weave. So it does have a little bit of stretch. And what I love about our binding for like this type of zipper, where when you open the zipper, your binding is going to be right there, is this zipper, this type of binding does not catch on the zipper. Sometimes if you use like stretch elastic binding, that can start really wearing because the zipper is going to be kind of catching that elastic every time. I have a few bags like that, and I don't use them because now that the elastic has been catching, it's like every time I go to use it, it's catching it. Because this is woven, it won't do that. Again, this color is the slate gray, which we don't have a whole lot of it left. This was a pretty popular color this year, the slate gray. All right, so now I have this piece here, okay? So I'm going to lay this piece over the top like so. And I want to make a mark where my other binding is underneath there, okay? And then about 1/2 inch away, I'm going to make another mark because that's where I'm going to stop stitching. And then I want to make a mark where that 1 1/4 inch mark is, okay? And then I'm going to cut just a little bit past that line, okay? All right. I want to make sure this is out of the way. I'm going to put a clip here. And we're going to start our stitching at that second 1/2 inch mark. We're doing a 1/4 inch in. I don't need this anymore. I'm going to hold my stitching down, thread down. Okay, grab my stiletto. What's nice is because there's lines on your bind it and dye it, I can just follow that line and know that I'm not, you know, like I'm missing. You're not going to see my line of stitching that's underneath. All right, I'm going to stop at that first line that I made. That's like about a half an inch away. Clip my threads. And now this is the tricky part just because you have a bag here, but I am going, I have to remember, I always have to think about it. Hold on a second. No, this direction. All right, I'm going to put stitch a horizontal line from here to here. It's always hard to get it straight. That's why you don't want to, you want to give yourself some room. Okay. All right, now I can lay this flat and it gives me a perfect little seam. So that my binding looks nice and finished. Oh, what are you doing underneath there, Gertie? She was catching the bobbin thread, I think, yeah. Okay. So now, when I go to fold it over, I'll be able to catch those threads. I might need to clip this down a little bit, though, just because this is where it's the thickest. There we go. Sometimes around the corners you might need to clip your corners down a little bit. here I knew I needed to clip this a little bit. And then up here, you just want to, I always try to like kind of go like smooth my finger around the corners. There will always be a place in a corner where you might need to like fold over a little bit and create. Their seam. Kind of stretch it to where you need it to be. And there you have it. Now we can stitch that down. And I usually just try to follow right along the crease. We did add 4 new binded and dyed colors yesterday. There's a mauve-y purple pink, and 3 different blues I added. Like there's like a teal blue, there's a navy blue, and then there's like another like smoky, almost like a misty blue. It's not gray, but it's not blue. Like this is more gray than that one. I think I called it like Misty Harbor or something like that because it definitely had like some blues and greens to it. Oh, I don't know what the policy is. Okay, and then there we have on the other side. Looking nice. And then you don't have, I could have done a little better there of meeting them, but it's all right. But you don't have like that overlap either. You know that sometimes it gets pretty thick to overlap it. All right, so let's turn it. And hi Sheila, how you doing? Let's turn it and look at how it looks so far. What do you say? Oh, these are gonna be so cute already. I love it. It's very cool. And I'll see inside. Yeah. All right, let's get the back on there. So now I'm gonna clip this so that it stays out of the way. I have these big clips that'll work perfectly. Let's stick that back down in there. Okay, and now we're gonna fit this on there like so. Find centers. What are you making today, Sheila? I'm doing good. Trying to get these holiday gifts done, you know? Always busy. That's for sure. Who's coming? Oh, you're back from the junkyard already.
Yeah.
Wow.
We lucked out. There was stuff.
Oh, it was like Christmas.
Yeah.
Good. I'm on live. That's all right. I talk to the kids, talk to Apollo. I can talk to you.
Yeah. Found some brand new brakes too.
Oh, good. Oh,
The paint on them.
did Isabella tell you about her car?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I got brakes.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I pulled the one tire off and I was like, these are brand new.
There you go.
I was like,
Junkyard treasures.
Found a dump box too, but I want like $800 for it.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah. It's nice being married to a mechanic who knows how to fix things. I don't take it for granted. Okay. So we're gonna staple these again. This area. There's the stapler. Okay. I'm going to do this again. The 3/8 inch. Ooh, you finished your Hellcat? How fun. It's a fun sew. Did you do the piping? Oh, my staple is moving here. I'm gonna have to push this and hold it. Come on. So one thing with, like, definitely did not need to add any extra interfacing with wax canvas and water resistant canvas. Like, it is plenty sturdy. Put my web in there. Yeah, this is where this bag gets a little difficult because it doesn't want to, because you're dealing with different size areas. So you kind of just want to make sure that everything's still where it needs to be as you go around. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to kind of feel my corners. I'm not going to turn it yet because I definitely am going to have to blow dry this to turn it. Take my staples out here. I'm just going to take it down to a 1/4 inch all the way around. Someone's eating. Apollo's leaving. It's like there's food. I'm going where the food is. Okay. Never mind. Coming together. We're just about done. Okay. And I see here, I kind of got off my my binding there. So I'm gonna go back in here. No one sees the bottom of the bag, so I'm just gonna fix that. There we go. That needed to be fixed. All right. Now I'm gonna clip. And we're gonna measure 1 1/4 inches. We're gonna start. Oh, what was that? My pen, my marking pen. Stretch this out. Oh, this little kitten he's an escape artist. He's wild. Wild. He's escaped twice now. Outside, like. That's my father-in-law, so if you hear him talking. It's your fifth one? Your fifth Hellcat? Oh my goodness. No, I only made one. I'm kind of think I'm crazy making 3 of these. But they're for gifts. I have to be really careful because I don't sell my bags that often. So anymore. So I try not to like make the same thing unless I am gifting it for something. Okay, so now I need to lay this down like so. Oh, let me get my marking pen. So I'm gonna mark here, and mark here, and mark there. Okay, and now clip. Okay. All right, let's get this binding on here. We're almost done. Prone clip. Okay. All right. Now we're going to turn this upside down. Hold this like so. Put a clip there. Put a clip there. Like I said, this is tricky because you got to kind of get your bag out of the way, but it does make it really nice when you're finishing. So I'm just gonna diagonal. Okay. I'm just gonna lay that across there. A little bit of extra there, but that's not a big deal. Put it around to turn. I'm gonna back down. Alright, now I'm just going to pull this down a little bit to really make sure I can give it a nice fold, and we're going to clip some of this off around the corners, especially here where you have like the thick part. Let's see if I'll probably flip this down too a little bit. Alright, now we're just going to turn it. And clip, and then stitch it from the top. Oh my goodness, you're crazy downstairs. Now this is, again, we have the 1-inch binding as well if you don't want to do the fold over technique like I'm doing. We do have just 1-inch binding that you can just do a straight, just fold it over. But I like doing this kind of like, what I call kind of like a professional binding that's like folded over. Like so. It does add a step, but I like how it looks. And if you want to practice, like practicing it on your pockets and stuff, that's the best way to do it, is to practice it on your pockets and other things until you get the hang of it. Okay, and now we're just gonna stitch all the way around, top stitch it right along the seam of it. slip off there. Okay. There it is. Everything got caught. Yay. Okay. Now, in order to turn this, I'm going to have to go to the blow dryer on it because it's definitely, that wax canvas is pretty stiff. So, I'll show you guys from the inside look. Okay. I'm going to go throw some heat in here and then I'll come out here and we'll turn it. You were a tester too, Sheila. Okay, oh, did Gertie go out? What's going on? But there's no Gertie cam. I'm not sure. That's weird. Let's see what's going on. Well, now she's back. Well, she says that she's back here, but it's not on the screen. Weird. Not sure. Oh, there she is. Now she's back. All right, let's turn this. Ooh. Like I said, the denim wax canvas, which is the plant-based wax from my Lotion Dig, it's a little stiffer than the other, the paraffin wax canvas I have, and it helps to just heat it a little bit when you're turning it, because I heated it with my Ivy clutches too. Looking good. Corners looking good. Now I have to get the top. Yeah, so cute. Okay. That. Bring this piece out. I Turned out really cute. So again, this is the WTF timeline panel. They'll be available. We have one in stock, and it'll be available in 2026. But I'm doing this one for my niece because I figured she likes kind of like the retro-y stuff. But so cute. This turned out really great. I think she's gonna like it. And then, like I said, I made ivy clutches for each of them. So here's the ivy clutch from Evergreen Threads that fits. All right, let me on the buckle this. It fits right down in there. There's one available, and then they won't be available. Like these won't be available for pre-order with last chance pre-order. They'll be available in January for pre-order, but I did get some inventory of them. So there's one. There was one more over there when we started this, Wendy. So there's the second one. So now I have two pieces done. They're really, really cute. I love them. Like I said, this pattern takes a little bit of technique. I would definitely say it's an intermediate pattern, but it's a really fun, and our book lover panels work really, really great with it. How do you find it? Type in the search WTF, Wendy, and it'll come up. Or there's a hamburger menu on the left-hand side. If you look for book lover panels, it's towards the end. It's towards the end since it's new. But if you type in WTF, it should come up. So there's that. So now it's time to start on the third one. So the third one that I'm doing is this one here, which is the Cozy Cabin book lover panel, and this is the coordinate print that comes with it. I did put all the links at the very beginning of the chat for everybody. If you wanted to scroll up, I did put all of the links. What time is it? It's 2 o'clock. So y'all, I think that's probably going to be it for me. I'm going to keep sewing. But I'm going to just pump this one out and get this one done. But I'm going to go eat some lunch first too. So just some reminders. Let me just share this here. Make sure that you are on our holiday pop-up shop waitlist. Okay, you do not want to miss. Wendy, thank you. You do not want to miss our holiday pop-up shop. And anybody who's on the wait list will get alerted of the holiday pop-up shop on the 25th. Everyone else will be getting access to it on Small Business Saturday. So if you're not on that list, you want to make sure you're on that list. Sheila, you too, girlfriend. Have a great day. So that's like the big thing that's coming. November 20th is when our, hey, put your name on it again. It'll tell you, I think, if you're already on it. So if you haven't signed up for it, it's not my regular newsletter list. It's not the Boop the Snoot list. This is a completely separate list just for the holiday pop-up shop. But you don't want to miss out on it because that's where you're going to get to know what's happening with little Evie over here, the little owl. And there's some other fun things on there that you're not going to want to miss out on. And some things might sell out by Small Business Saturday. So make sure you're on the list to get early access to it. November 20th starts our last chance pre-order, which is, I'm probably going to do that tonight, share over in the Facebook group, all of the designs that are retiring for 2025. It'll be your last chance to get any of those on any of our bases. So if you do not have a fabric sample pack, make sure you go over the code for the fabric sample pack. If you do want to grab one, all you do is pay your shipping. I'll pop this in here for you guys. Here's the fabric sample pack. If you don't have one, I highly suggest you grab one. You only pay shipping, okay? If you use that code, you only pay shipping for your fabric sample pack. And I would say get it in today, because we'll be shipping things out tomorrow, and then at least you'll have it for the 2 weeks of the last chance pre-order. But those are the two big things going on. We do have a sales section of our website. If you haven't checked it out, right now everything in the sales section is 25% off. That will not be going on for much longer. But in there are bases that we will not be bringing back, tags that we're retiring, charms that are retiring, all of those types of things. So make sure you're checking that as well. But I hope all of you are getting your holiday sewing finished. I'm going to keep working on mine today, and we'll see you next Sunday. We'll be doing holiday sewing next Sunday as well. I think next Sunday I'm either going to be doing the everything but the machine tote. I have those on my Christmas list. Or I'm going to be apparel sewing. I have a Harper cardigan that I want to make for someone. So yeah. So join me next Sunday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, and we'll get some more holiday sewing done. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day.